So let's speak about how healing, and this is kind of weird when you think about it, right? That actually when you heal yourself and you're getting healthy, it actually ends up dividing the family. Seems when both partners are not on the journey together, differences in lifestyle put a lot of strain on the relationship, resulting in separation. Have you witnessed this?
Yes, I witnessed that personally, and I see it all the time. We work with thousands and thousands and thousands of people monthly. It's all about vibration, and it's all about the biofield, the electrical magnetic grid of the earth, and which peak or point of frequencies that you're resonating with. It's impossible for two people to get along if they're not resonating. If that symbiosis or that symbiotic energetic relationship is not there, then it's impossible for them to agree because we're not vibrating at the same resonant frequency. And that's what's happening. Once you change your diet and you start eating fruits, these are your most energetic foods that's available to earth for human beings. They grow close to the sun. So the sun is taking these foods to photosynthesis. They get chlorophyll, chloroplasts. This scientifically proven that fruits operate every 10 units, they give you 12,000 angstroms of energy. Every 10 units that you eat a fruit, it gives you 12,000 angstroms of energy. Every 10 units of meat you eat, it gives you 3 angstroms of energy. Every 10 units of vegetables you eat, it gives you 10,000 angstroms of energy. And then when you start getting lower and lower, it depletes to 0. So imagine somebody in your house eating fruits and vegetables, operating every 10 units, you're getting 12,000 angstroms of energy, and you're getting 9 to 10,000 angstroms of energy. Then you got your significant other that don't want to make the change, and he only taking in 3,000 angstroms of energy. She's going to be highly energetic. Her consciousness is going to be very, very expansive, and then he going to be on a lower frequency. Plus, when people eat meat, they tend to take on the actual stress of the meat, and they take on the actual, because we know that life is in the blood of any fleshly creature. Life is in the blood. So you cooking the blood into these meats. You're cooking the hormones into these meats. You're cooking the traumatic experience into these meats, the transgenerational epigenetics into these meats, and then you eating these meats. So you get more of a aggressive behavior. Like I told you, I work with a lot of football players and a lot of basketball players. I know football players that eat nothing but meat. Changed it now since dealing with me, but when they was eating, nothing but meat, raw at that. I know a fighter right now, can't mention his name, I'm working with him. He said he didn't start winning most of his fights until he went carnivore. And he said it brought out a devil in him. He said it brought out aggression and rage in him. But if you look how carnivores act in the jungles. They very aggressive. So imagine you have this quiet, nurturing spirit eating fruits and berries and melons, walking around, floating on cloud 9. Then you got a person sucking down chicken wings and eating bloody hamburgers. He mad as hell. How long you think that there's going to be in symbiosis in a household? It's not going to be for long. And then, the more and more you start eating these highly energetic fruits, they start talking to you. You start figuring things out about yourself. Purposes and things that you had in life start to change. Things that you think you used to love, you begin to hate. Things that you can never see yourself doing, now you're doing. Now you're praying. Now you're meditating. Now you're talking to yourself. Now you have a self-discipline that's been kicking in. So you start loving yourself more. And a person that loves himself around somebody that willfully hate themselves unknowingly, it can never work because we're operating or we're resonating at 2 different frequencies. So that's why you usually see that the person that changed their diet and start loving themselves and doing better, they always get outcast or become the black sheep from the rest of the family.
And also, could you speak about your transition? You said personally it wasn't that hard, right? You went cold turkey, but how was the response for your everyone thought I was crazy personally. They thought I was like really bugging.
Yeah.
Did you experience that where, I'm not saying like you were excommunicated from the family, but like I'm pretty sure relationships change dramatically when you change not just your eating, but especially your mind frame.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I come from a gang banging background. We come from the streets, the real streets. A lot of people say they didn't know. I've been shot, I've been stabbed, I've been locked up, I've been through all of it. So, when I first changed my diet, I had a scare straight moment though. I had a heart attack at the age of 21 for snorting cocaine, selling cocaine, but getting high off my own supply, basically. So anyways, I had that heart attack, and the heart attack scared me straight. So my change, it didn't take a transition for me. I was so scared to die. It was crazy though, because I almost died. I've been stabbed from here. I almost died of eternal bleeding. I've been shot. I got metal from here to here, literally. I had my whole jaw shattered, broken ribs, broken knuckles. This knuckle is merged. You see this knuckle merged with this knuckle? So many fights. I grew my whole life fighting and just banging, But this particular moment, I just had my daughter, and I snorted a line of cocaine and had a heart attack. Had to go to the hospital, and I thought I was gonna die. And the doctor told me, you have so much scar tissue built up on your heart, and your kidneys is basically to the point that they're gonna fail. If you keep up with this, you're gonna be on dialysis, and that's gonna shorten your lifespan. If you don't die of a heart attack, that's gonna shorten your lifespan by 15 years. And man, that scared me straight. I was done that day. I was done. And it wasn't no 12-step program. I wasn't thinking I gotta go to an AA meeting when I get out of here. My whole thought process is when I go home, I'm throwing all of this shit away. I'm throwing my medicine away. I'm throwing my cocaine away. I'm throwing everything away. And that's what I did. I went home and I threw all of that away. So I think some people have to be, I'm a hard-headed person. I have to learn from experience. That's why I'm so intellectual, because I have to do my own work. You can't do work for me. If you say you studied it and this was what you found, I got to go do that same experiment to see if I find the same thing. And I think me not trusting nobody and me being hard-headed is why I'm where I'm at now, because I have to do the work myself. So once I was scared, that was it for me. I didn't need no 12-step program. I didn't want to die. So it was on that hospital bed, I had a choice. Either give in, stay where you at and die, or love yourself just a little bit more. It wasn't even a lot of love I needed. It was just a little bit of love. You know how they say faith of a mustard seed? I just needed a little bit of love to go throw that stuff away. When I did that first action of throwing all of those drugs and all of those medications away, it's like a ripple effect came. And I looked up 90 days later, I didn't have diabetes no more. I didn't have scar tissue on my heart. My kidneys was actually functioning at 100%. I can get an erection again. You see what I'm saying? So I just think it's either two things that's gonna make you change. You either have to be scared straight, like I was scared into loving myself, or you're gonna have to be truly, truly chosen to do that. And I believe that I was being chosen. That was just the way I was gonna change, but you just gotta be chosen for this, you know? And I think that we try to save everybody, and the fact of the matter is everybody is not gonna be saved. You know, in the scriptures it says a water drop to a wave will be saved. It talks about 144,000 elites. And then after that, it was a greater number, but it was still smaller. 2/3 of the earth died. And you start seeing how many people that don't make it. And it's like we put a lot of energy into trying to save everybody. But I think if we really just focus on saving ourselves and letting that light shine and being that example, those that's going to resonate with us is going to resonate with us. And those that don't catch the frequencies, they wasn't meant to get it.
All right, so listen to this, right? When I stopped smoking weed, and I was I guess it's usually, I don't know if black people refer to themselves as potheads, bro.
Yeah.
When Jamaicans say I was a herbalist. I used to burn herb 24/7.
It was a bushman.
All right. When I stopped smoking weed, right, my sugar cravings went through the roof, bro. What do you think? What was the cause of that? I just had the wild, like, once I stopped drinking, it wasn't that bad. Mm-hmm. Like, I was probably a functionally alcoholic, believe it or not, bro. Mm-hmm. I used to drink every day, right? Mm-hmm. But when I stopped, it wasn't that bad. Mm-hmm. But when I stopped smoking weed, like, I just, like, had the craziest sugar cravings all the time, bro.
It's the same thing with cigarettes, though. So when you smoke in period, it dehydrates your body and it deprives your body of oxygen, and it really deprives yourself of food. Notice people that smoke, they don't be hungry until they smoke, and as soon as they smoke, they get the munchies, and then they have the sugar craving. Well, once you stop smoking, you start literally going through them withdrawals. And notice a lot of people that smoke weed, they skinny, and then they stop smoking, they gain weight. A lot of people that smoke cigarettes, they skinny, then they stop it, then they gain weight. It's usually due with the nicotine. The nicotine is sugar in the cigarettes. Or if you look at the actual thing that you roll your weed up in, what they call cigars, they have something called apple balm in it. It's actually sugar in it. So when you start taking yourself away from all the different things that you rolling the weed up in, or you take yourself away from the cigarettes, you start craving for the sugar. A lot of people think that they're addicted to the actual weed, but they're not.
Fire.
Yeah, you're addicted to the tobacco fire.
Backwoods and frontal leaf.
Yeah, the backwoods. So when you burn these things, it's sugar content in it, because a backwood is a what? A leaf. This leaf have what in it? Glucose. So you're just addicted to the sugar. So usually when you have withdrawals, we have withdrawals from the sugar. For instance, alcohol. Alcohol is created with fermented what? Sugar. So you having a withdrawal from the fermented sugar. Cigarettes, nicotine. If you look at the chemical composition of nicotine, it's sugar. And then you got apple balm in it. Same thing with the actual backwoods and with these leaves, these vega leaves. It's glucose and fructose. So you constantly burning these things and you turn them into neurotoxins. Again, it connects with the opiate receptors of the brain. It opens up the reward center. So the moment you stop, you get a craving for that sugar. Now you just disassociating that craving for the weed and you thinking it's just any type of sugar, which it is. So a lot of people stop smoking weed and they gain weight, or they stop smoking cigarettes and they gain weight because they get a new addiction, which is just another form of sugar.